So, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. It has been a while since last time. Just trying out my new cheap action cam here as a YouTube cam. Today I have a broken 12 volt LED light with a E27 socket, and it's broken. I see some LEDs that are black in here. But let's investigate and see what's wrong with it. I don't know if you can see this. There are some black LEDs in there. So let's see if they are the culprit here. And this is my new setup. I don't have all the fancy measurement instrument in my shed at the moment. So we'll bring them out here fairly soon, I think. Let me just take a new snooze. And everything electrical that you see in here is actually powered by solar. I think I've done a video before showing my solar shed. It has a 230 amp hour 24 volt battery bank and 450 watts solar panel on the roof, and a EP Ever Tracer MPPT solar charge controller. So let's put the power supply to 14.7 volts, as you can see here. And try to make this LED light up. Nothing happens and zero current draw. Let's see if it's the some kind of diode in here that is broken, and nothing when we reverse the polarity. So let's try to disassemble this one. It was fairly easily. It wasn't a screw on top, it was just pressed together. And this looks fairly simple as well. Okay, this is a very simple solution. Let's see if we can take a closer look and see if it's something in the power supply or in the diodes that is broken. Okay, so here we have the power supply itself. 4 small diodes as a rectifier here, since you can either have negative or positive polarity on both sides here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So it looks like we have a small buck converter, I would say. Let's see how the diodes are actually connected. Okay, so it is 3 diodes in series, and then they are in parallel mode. So 3 series, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in parallels. So let's try to put some voltage on the power supply itself. It doesn't matter in which way it goes in, since it has a diode rectifying bridge here. As long as I don't short circuit my leads here, it should be okay, which I just did. Okay, there we go. So let's see if we get any voltage out of this thing. 20 volts. Yeah, we're getting 13.4 volts, and we are pushing in 14.67, so that seems fine. Okay, so the power supply is not the issue here, it looks like anyway. So let's see how those things can, how 3 of the diodes can actually cause the whole thing to malfunction. I'm going to change the voltage down to 13.4, like that. Then I'm going to try to light the diodes up from my external power supply. And it doesn't work. Okay. So let's see how this is done. I might have to pause for this. I have a short circuit. So. Looks like some of them wants to light up. Let's pump up the voltage and see what's happened. No, nothing. .4 volts sounds a bit too high actually. Should be around 9, I would say. Let's put it down 9 volts. Let's see if we can get one row of LEDs to light up. Let's put some current limiting them as well. Let's say 100 milliamps. Am I totally blind here? It's better if you get the polarity right as well. Am I short circuiting this thing? So we have positive here, right? Come on, positive. I knew you wanted to. Okay, so we can get one segment to light up. How and why? Okay, so let's pump up the voltage a bit then. No, it's current limiting. I don't know where the current is going because it's saying 1.4 watts and it's only one diode that is lighting up. would have been a great time to have my desoldering station, but let's do it like this. This is not the correct way to do it, but it's fun, easy, like that. Okay, way easier. So we have the cathode side of the LED starting here, there, and here, and we're not seeing a thing. So let's pump up the voltage and see if it actually requires higher voltage. And nothing. A broken one. Let's try the next one over. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't need this high voltage. And nothing. 14 volts. Here we go. And nothing. Now I have the correct polarity and they're all in series. Something really bad has happened in this. Still. Yes, I'm outputting current, so that's okay. Let's try one, the inside here. So we have the negative lead here. And nothing is happening. Why? Okay, let's see when we burn this in. Okay. So with the diode testing mode, we should be able to see the forward voltage of the diodes if they aren't too high. If they doesn't have too high forward voltage, since then it can't actually show it here. I think that is the case right now. Nice, this is going well. I just can't believe that all diodes has gone bad. Let's put it to 3 volts and test them individually. Yeah, they seem to work. But not 3.3 volts, and the start looks like we have a happy camper here. 3.4 volts. We're having 50 milliamps here, so let's put it to 6.8 volts. Let's see if we can light up 2. Yes, we can. Can we do 3? No. So we need another 3.4 volts there, which ends up to 10.2 volts. So we have 10.2 volts now. It doesn't work. and I just destroyed a couple of them. Okay, so we have some bad LEDs in this one, and now even more bad LEDs, since I successfully destroyed them all, or many of them. But yeah, I can see a lot of black dots in the LEDs. Well, this wasn't very educational, right? They're in a nice shape though. It's like a cone. Looks really, really nice actually. And when it did work, it created nice pattern of light in the lamp that I had installed in our playhouse. But it just broke one day. I don't know, I think it's 10/24 volts, this one. It doesn't say on the packaging, but I think I bought it as a 12/24 volt lamp. Let's see what this capacitor is rated. The capacitor is rated at 50 volts. And it has only seen a 12 volt system, so I'm having a hard time believing that I destroyed it by putting too much voltage into it. I think it's just bad quality of LEDs. Okay, and the switch mode controller in here is MC34063. Got a small bug on me. Be gone, bug. Be gone. You're so tiny. Just get away. So let's see if we can get some useful data out of this one. Or if we can get some use out of this one in any other application. Once again, it doesn't matter which one I put to which lead here, since it has a rectifying bridge. Okay, so we have 0 amps in idle current. Seems a bit odd. Okay, but looks like it surely works. Let's see what we get out. We have 10.2 volts getting into it. Let's see what we're getting out. Hope you can see that. So 8.85 volts. Doesn't seem right. So let's get the voltage up to 12 volts. This is not stabilizing the current very well, I would say. So if we had 14.7 volts into the system, which a fully charged lead acid battery is when it's charging, then I have 13.32 volts out of the so-called regulator. And that means that we have almost 3.1 volts too high of voltage to the LEDs. It could be that since it's just unloaded right now, it has such high voltage. You can try that out. You can put a small fan in it, 12 volt fan, see what happens. I know this is not the correct load, but at least it's a load. So if it needs something to drag it down to stabilize correctly, then we will see it here. So let's see what we have now. Okay, so that looks a bit better. So we have 12 volts, 12.16 volts now, and we have 14.7 volts going into it. Let's go higher. It does not regulate very well. I'm actually a bit skeptical of actually going in higher, but it should regulate at this kind of load, I would say. So it looks like we have a faulty regulator as well. Let's see what happens if we go up to 24 volts. Just gonna connect the leads here. Okay, so unloaded we have 16.7 volts going in and 15.33 volts going out. So I'm gonna just put it up to 17 volts, and then we're taking a bigger step, so 1 volt step here. So let's go up to 24 volts. And we're actually having 22.7 volts out. But it is not taking any current, still at well, at least less than 10 milliamps. Yeah, doesn't really work, I would say. Let's see if there are any visible damages done to it. So there's no oxidation on it, no loose components. Looks like it just decided to go dead. So I would say that what caused the death of this LED lamp is actually a faulty regulator, and which in turn supplied too high a voltage to the LEDs themselves, and they just couldn't handle that and died. So that was a shitty lamp. There are actually small holes for screws in here, corresponding holes on the PCB, but they have decided it was too expensive perhaps to actually put screws in them. Okay, so this one is going in the trash bin. So, thank you for watching. Bye.